You can
Thank
start.
you.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
It'll probably be good to mention also that this is officially the first quarterly meeting that we have had as a ministry. It's going to be the first time that we're going through the quarterly meeting format, and it's not going to be the last, but this is pretty exciting because this year that we've been doing these yearly, quarterly, monthly, and weekly meetings have been so helpful.
Okay.
And we're still learning how to do this.
All right.
No, I just did it for you because this is all being recorded.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Adrian.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right. So, this is exciting because this is going to give us direction and keep us on task. And it's amazing how much work we get done by having these meetings and writing down plans and such. So, I want to start out like we do with every meeting. We want to remember our visions and our values and stuff. So, can I get somebody to read the vision for us? We're on step 1.
Okay.
Thank you.
Says to help every young person identify and develop their unique talent and dedicate them to the Lord's service.
Amen.
And we envision a world where never again must a young person live an aimless life. We see a time when all young people know their true purpose and lead meaningful lives in the Lord's service.
And that really is our goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know sometimes young people, it's hard for them to identify which direction they want to go. And we want to help. I know God wants them to know. So now we're going to do values. Would you like to read those, Comrade? The values? Oh, sorry.
Today is February.
It's in
For
Quarterly. Okay.
it's
Our values. That's where we're at.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay. Our first value is sacrificing. We take up our cross and step out of our comfort zone for Christ. You
Amen.
can find that in Luke 14. Faithful. We are faithful in that which is least. Luke 16:10. We also value intentionality. Being intentional, but having a definite aim. Wait. That should be and. Having a definite aim.
Okay, I can try and change it on the.
We're always looking for improvement. Something better is our watchword. You can see Proverbs 4:18. And we value leadership development.
Amen.
The other ones aren't bolded or
Yeah, you can read those too.
Oh, okay. So we also value finishing the work we start. We have a bias for action, and communication is key in our organization.
Amen. With that communication, we're able to work together and get the work done. Link up with the Lord and get it done. And so, would you like to read our mission statement, Kathy?
I'm not there. I can't find it. I'm trying to.
Here, I can help you. Control P. Let me see.
It's Command P.
Okay.
And I really love how we can help each other, and we all get to learn and grow, and one person will know one thing and another person won't, and we'll be able to help each other. That's amazing that we are able to do that, and we could do that in such a powerful way too, as I'm learning this year through
So true.
doing meetings like this and having daily plans and such. It's really changed my life.
I have.
Okay.
It's a mission, right?
Yep.
All right. Our mission is to inspire and rightly train an army of youth to dedicate their lives to Christ's service and engage in the finishing work of redemption before the soon coming of Jesus.
Amen. What an exciting field to be in.
Amen.
Huh? To just know that we're doing the work of God. And we get to do it full time.
Praise
That's
the Lord.
nice. I'm glad He wants to work with us. And He trusts us for that work. So in our step 2, we're going to reaffirm our annual goals and our objective key results. And our definite definite aim blueprint we're going to use. And Enoch, would you like to share with us what our value ladder is?
Yeah, so with the value ladder, we have our goal by the end of 2020 is we want to have complete the Direction from God value ladder. Maybe we can get a zoom in on it on the recording too of that photo, where at the bottom everybody starts with the free content, the YouTube videos, the podcasts, the emails and Facebook daily live videos. Those are the foundation of our content, and from there comes forth all the other content that gets distributed to the channels. And then as you go up in the ladder, we're going to have eventually we're going to have a book by the end of the 2020 about how to study the Bible, probably debunking some Bible study myths to help people to understand more of the Bible. We got the subscription program already started. It's a Direction from God program that people are tuning in from different parts of the country. And then we're going to work on an online course to be able to share with people that goes in depth on some of the different subjects we want to talk about. And then we want to have a live intensive training, maybe a 3-day weekend or some event that we can take the people from the subscription, from the course, from other places, and bring them to. And from that event that we host, we can tell them about the others, or from the others, we can tell them about the event. So everything, it's basically entire value ladder, all on the subject of how to study the Bible, how to find direction from God through Bible study, and that's what we're putting together.
Amen. I'm so excited about that. And it's wonderful to be a part of it. So, one of the ways we're doing it is through the Leaves of Autumn. Our goal is to do 100 pieces of content a day by the end of 2020, and right now we are at 22 a day, which is wonderful. And we're trying to get systems set up to where
You mean 22 pieces a week, right?
no, a day.
We're doing 22 a week right now.
Oh, we're doing 22
Yeah.
a week right now?
Correct.
Oh, I thought it was a day. Okay. Well, that's good. As long as we're faithful in what we start, God will keep adding to it. So Kim, she's taken over she's the leader in that area, and she's gonna help us to see how we could do that and set people up for it to work with us to do that. The systemology course says fully systemize the 20% of the systems that will bring 80% of the results of the Army of Youth program, starting with the subscriptions. And so we're focusing right now on the subscriptions, trying to bring as many people as we can there. That's our biggest thing that we're doing right now, besides the content.
This part's systematizing it. That's not only about acquiring new students, but that's also that it's specifically creating the systems for going live, for having the templates, for choosing the topics, for sending the emails, and having things as much automated as we can, and having the templates for the emails, the reminders, the sales funnel, all of it together and automated. That's the system.
Okay. And plus, we're to make it better and better as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
So in step 3, we're gonna talk about what worked well this past quarter, and this is our first quarter. So we could only like look back, not really having plans for quarters, but look back on the last 3 months and see what's been going well for us. So do you guys, would you like to say what you believe has been going well for us?
Well, for this quarter, we're looking at what is the prior quarter?
Well, our quarter right now, we're in January, February, March.
So we started understanding more about the meetings and having goals and setting these pretty much in December, and it was basically the ending of the decade, and we were researching how to make the most of 2020, and seeing and reviewing the past year of 2019 and realizing what was missing, what went well. And as we began to realize more and more the value of having goals and intention and definite aim, we set out to learn how to
implement these.
Yeah, how to live our calling. And so we kind of we did this major transition from the Three Angels School of Health, moving over here, having our own building, to be able to have our own schedule, that we could choose the things that we're doing and not interfere with the schedule that was going on with the other ministry, the other vision, the other things. And so that was really helpful. We've seen a lot of growth since, a lot of development in all of us, and a lot of moving forward. It just seems like we're going from one glorious victory to the next.
Yeah.
There's a lot getting done.
And when we realize the importance of tracking it and revisiting it like we're doing right now to see what worked and what didn't, it really it just like makes our work seem so like we zero in on what we're doing, and it makes it really powerful.
Focus is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and knowing where we're going to go, that in such a zeroed in way too, that really helps because it not only helps our vision and our goal, but it helps us to see where to focus. It helps us to relate with each other and see how we could interrelate with each other. I really love that we have a battle board, and we have a daily planner and a weekly and quarterly. That's really nice.
So with the prior quarter in review, we were supposed to have this meeting in December, but because December was when we were researching and learning how this stuff happens, we weren't ready for that. We had a yearly meeting in December, barely, but we got that, and that was so helpful.
Helpful, yes.
And then we did, what was that, our first monthly meeting, or second monthly meeting that we did recently, last week?
Yeah.
So now we're trying to catch up, and we realized it was hard to do that monthly meeting because we had no quarterly initiatives that have been chosen. So what we're kind of doing here is we are having the December meeting in February. So this is intended to be reviewing the last quarter of 2018.
Yeah.
And just seeing, and then setting the intention for the first quarter that we're in now. But we're like 1 month into the quarter. It's the beginning of February, so we still got 2/3 the majority of this quarter to cast a vision for and still plan. What are we doing for February and March, April?
Yeah, and we're gonna have another quarterly next month.
At the end of
That's right. So we're gonna have a quarterly meeting at the end of March.
Right.
And the purpose of that is to review
This
January,
quarter.
February,
Yeah.
March, and to look forward into April, May, June.
Yes. Which
Does
is
that make
exciting.
sense, Tina?
So are we like only discussing December and further that way?
That's what we're supposed to be discussing. Correct.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at least in the prior quarter in review, the prior quarter is
But
October,
we're so
November,
late
December.
in it. Can't we put January in there too?
If
Because
we
we're
put-
so late.
We could, but here's the thing. In March, we're going to be discussing January.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to be repeating stuff.
So this is when we moved and we had the battle board.
Yeah,
we
we
did.
started that.
In December.
In December.
December was a great month.
hmm And did we go somewhere?
In
That
December.
was in GYC.
Yeah, we went
left
to
Lake.
GYC.
We
That was in
we started
January,
our
though.
journey.
No, we left in December.
That's
But-
nice.
Yeah, it's October, November, December is what we're looking
Okay.
at.
Yeah. We didn't go anywhere in October, November.
I went to the influencer business event.
Oh,
That
yes,
was,
that's right.
and
That
then-
really changed things up.
I changed a lot of things. It gave us the faith, the belief, the goal, the challenge to get the subscription program created in under a week.
Yes. I got
Oh, and we launched the Direction from God program
Yeah,
December
right.
5th.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right.
Yes.
That was powerful.
That was great.
That was great.
5th, and then we did a live cast on December 12th. You guys.
Yep, December 12th, our first live cast, and we're on our first 90 days. We already did it for a quarter of a year.
Yeah.
Wow, time flies. Yes. Yeah, that's wonderful. So, does anybody want to add anything else there in that area?
Carmen, you were here for that time. What happened?
When did he come out here?
That was like July.
Oh,
He's been here for a while.
didn't she come back?
When did she come?
In November, wasn't it? When'd you come back here? When Renelle came.
When Renelle came? No.
No, Renelle was here.
No, she was here.
It was in November.
Yeah.
After the evangelism meeting.
Oh, that's true.
Get here.
You got here in January.
I got here sometime in the beginning of January.
No,
Are you talking about
Into
5
this
minutes ago?
meeting.
Into this room.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Carmen, you gotta look around.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
No, I invited Willie to be here so he could sit in on a quarterly meeting, get a bigger idea of the Army of Youth, as well as to see what ideas he can extract so he could use for the ministry that he's directing.
Right. That's good.
So, and that really changed things up with her being here too.
Yep, November.
Especially with our meetings, you know, she's our scribe, and she did the emails, and
It's one
I
of the
know
most
we're back
important
going
roles.
back into January, but you know, just the things that she has helped with, yeah.
Definitely. Wow.
Didn't we have David and
David Cook came
Yeah.
out in July. That
Oh.
came out when
That
he
was a
was
long
here.
time ago.
what about Jorgensen, Miss Jorgensen?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
she was.
Yeah. No,
Or was that was that?
That was before because I saw her at GYC and hooked up with her.
I know, but was that like during the last quarter? I think so.
I think so.
And so, and that was nice. I really enjoyed that. So then what needs improvement? What do you guys see that needs improvement? Although we had just started and we've came a long way, I think.
What I saw needed improvement from the first quarter was we all need to be in one accord and understand more of where we're going, what we're doing, why we're doing it.
Yes.
And just the highest priority that we could do was those pioneer sessions, and just like in the middle of the move, just trying to understand like this is why we're here and this is what we're doing and where we're going. That was really helpful.
And purpose in our hearts, that for me anyway, that I'm in this, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
For me too.
dedicate my love and my purpose for this. Yeah.
I had to say no to things so I could do less better.
Yes. Oh, that was something else
Something
that
that needed improvement, or is that?
Not necessarily.
that was something else that we
Focus.
really
We needed
went
to
through
focus.
a lot in what was it, September, October.
October, November,
October,
December.
November. We were discussing what are your roles gonna be? Are you
This
gonna
is a template.
continue in church? Are you gonna continue in
Oh, that's another thing.
what's that?
No, go ahead.
or if you were going to continue on doing the program, that there was a lot of discussion about that.
Lots of decisions.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. And that really changed our life.
Was that when you made the decision to?
I stepped down from the church office in December.
To dedicate yourself to this. To fully.
Yeah, because to have those responsibilities, it's really a full-time job to do both of them. And I don't see how realistic it is to have so much on your plate, and I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I couldn't contribute to the church to really everything that it requires, while having that responsibility when I wouldn't be able to fulfill that, and vice versa.
And what are we doing better now? Oh no, what needs improvement? What needs improvement?
It took us a while to get used to everything here.
And schedule.
Yeah.
Well, what do you see that needs improvement right now?
The schedule.
I think that individually each one of us need to really like you did. You zeroed into what was important and dedicated yourself to that. I think that each one of us need to learn that lesson.
Like being more clear and focused on where we bring the most value and like what our talents and what.
Yeah.
Where we fit.
Yeah, and really dedicate our hearts and our minds to it, to practice it and to integrate that inside of ourselves, so that we'll be better functioning workers for God.
Yeah, the more clarity we have on our role is definitely going to be hugely important.
Yeah.
And yeah, I see what needs to be improved is how we integrate our... Oh, that was another thing that we did. We started recording our meetings so that our virtual team and family is able to participate. And they have been watching these videos and sometimes showing up. But it would be good to... We still need to improve how we integrate.
Yeah, and even though they don't show up, they still watch it later and they're implementing what we're talking about too. You see that, which we're really taking on leadership roles and becoming better workers.
That was something I found it was really hard to implement at the schoolhouse, is recording the meetings and setting up the class in a way that it was set up for the online audience primarily, and then the local secondarily. That was a huge thing that went well that quarter. Is during the last quarter of 2019, we set up a studio with the vision to have the online audience first and the people local as like attending to be able to participate or see or be a part of that. So that was very good.
Yeah, it's really hot in here.
We can open windows.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some water too.
I thought you had a water bottle.
Excuse me. Thanks, you guys.
Praise the Lord.
I appreciate that. Okay, so what else do we need to improve on? We keep jumping back up to what went well. Well, we're talking about back then, or what we need to improve on right now.
I think what we need to improve on from there.
From then, because we're improving right now.
Yeah.
We can put those things that we improved on.
We need to improve on following through with our commitments to make sure our own personal responsibilities don't fall through the cracks. which I see having the checklist that we have been has been an extreme improvement. And did we put that we needed to improve communication with the virtual team?
Oh yeah, we do. And we need to get our systems up.
True. We need to improve our system for daily live videos.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Did
that
we
started in
start?
October. October 11th or October
What's it?
18th. The 22 videos are daily live videos. We saw massive growth
Oh, yeah,
on Facebook.
yeah.
That was the last quarter.
Oh, that was fun.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
That was life changing.
That was challenging.
That was challenging. Wow. That was amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's when I did the one funnel away challenge. That was eye-opening.
We did a lot of Brandon and Russell. We learned a lot from them that year.
About information products.
And how
So
powerful
helpful.
they are.
That was so helpful.
Yeah.
That one funnel away challenge is one of the greatest resources I've seen for self-supporting publishing.
Okay. What else needs improvement? Can you guys think of anything else?
I think there's other things we got to discuss too, and brainstorming is. We got a lot to cover.
Okay. And our measured key results, our content that we're putting out there, 22 contents a week. Did you want to put that in there?
But that's not what we did prior quarter.
Oh yeah, that's right. What did we have that we can measure?
We started the Direction from God program. Is that a measurable thing?
We had
We had a significant amount of growth, but I don't know like the numbers.
on
'Cause
Facebook.
We needed the data videos.
Yeah, there was like 10,000% in growth in a month.
I know that was amazing, huh?
We had how many subscribers to the program?
2.
We had 3, but one.
Did they all
We
sign up?
had 2 net. But we had 4 people who subscribed. 2 of them dropped off.
Yeah, but you can't say that that was me, that I
Was-
subscribed and dropped off.
Yeah, you subscribed. It was a mistake.
Well, you can't count that as a subscription.
It's in the records.
I know, but that's not. That wasn't because I wasn't happy with it.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know,
It wasn't because you
but
weren't happy.
I wouldn't do that.
I would. It's in the records.
Alrighty. So, oh, and we decided, it was difficult for us to decide how much to charge and, titles to use and such. And we learned a lot through those people who already have done it before us, That was nice.
I think we should go to step 4.
Yeah. We did not set initiatives before the quarter. And we didn't even have a quarterly meeting yet.
No, I mean step 4.
What initiatives were not achieved? What's an initiative?
No,
Do you know what
like
steps?
step 4.
Like,
Oh,
that's
step.
like
We're on
okay.
step.
number 4. This is step
All
4.
right, I see. brainstorm possible initiatives. What's an initiative?
Initiative is, well, it's an outcome that you can accomplish within a 3-month period, and it is it's basically taking our annual OKR
Uh-huh.
and it's breaking it down into 4 sections. And what would we want to?
Oh,
What are some initiatives we want to accomplish by the end of March, from January
why
to
would
March?
Why would you do it in 4 and not in 3 per month?
Because a quarter is 4. It's not per month. This isn't a monthly.
a quarter
meeting.
is 3.
This is not but there's 4 in a year. It's breaking down
Oh.
a year into 4 quarters.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
quarterly initiative is something like, these are things that get done within a 3-month period.
Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3.
And 4.
I see.
And
okay.
then the monthly meetings help us to take a quarterly initiative and break it down to 3 monthly actions.
Okay.
That's why we were having a hard time with last month's quarterly meeting, because we had we had a hard time with the monthly meeting because we have no quarterly
Okay.
initiative.
All right.
That's what we got set here. So there's 2 things that I'm looking at. Is when you look at the DFG value ladder, it has 4 steps, 4
Yeah.
basic steps. It's got the free content, it's got the subscription, the course, and the event. Those 4 things. And we want to get all those in a year. So logically, or I guess mathematically, it would make sense to break them down into
4 quarters.
4 quarters. I don't know if it works that way. Brendan was mentioning you could launch a subscription program and a course in 60 days. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's true. But I don't. I'm seeing that it's taking us longer, and we have a steep learning curve. But
Sister Kathy?
No.
we can launch fast and launch ugly.
Ugly's good. Well, we certainly have the daily down. Good. And the program's set up. I know we're going to keep adding to it and coming back to it every month because we have the live cast.
Yes, it's true. And what I'm thinking about is there's 2 things that we really need, and we need them like simultaneously. Is we need the subscription program, which we have it out, but we need to improve it and finish it and file it and keep going. We need iterations, but at the same time we need traffic to go there. So we need the content marketing, which is the Leaves of Autumn, which is 100 pieces of content a day by the end of 2020. But in order to do the Leaves of Autumn content model and the publishing like the Leaves of Autumn, then we will need to really ramp up our content machine and our systems relating to how in our team and the members who are on the team, our communication with the team. Like what Tina was saying today, by her discipling and training other people and some of these graphical sisters to do what she knows how to do, and with slides and things, then that would really help with producing those more content. So like in my mind, I'm seeing for the first quarter that we need more content and we need to improve the subscription program. But I don't know if that's too much to do at once. I want to go back to the PDF from James Perfrio and see how many initiatives were we supposed to have by the end of a quarter. Because when I created this template or the system, I didn't understand that.
Wasn't we supposed to choose 3 to 5 things to focus on?
I think so, but I'm not sure. Does anyone have any other suggestions of what we could do for a quarterly initiative for the first quarter?
I think one thing we could do is maybe use one of Kim's meetings and zero in on what our goals are and how we're going to achieve those. What methods are we going to use to achieve our goals, instead of just thinking, oh, we need to do that, and not having any system to get it done.
Okay, yes, but the time we do that is through monthly and weekly. So Kim's meetings are weekly, and we don't want to start from a weekly view to figure out what we do for a quarter. So what we're supposed to do, and we've done it a little backwards, but we're trying to correct that by having a meeting in the middle of February. We're supposed to set the quarterly initiative, like this is what the initiative we're going to try to take, and then every month we break the quarterly bigger picture into smaller monthly.
Something like that. That would go in the month.
Yeah, and then from the monthly, then you take Kim's meeting, and Kim has 4 meetings a month, and each weekly task is to break down that month objective. So it's kind of the other way around.
Yeah. So then what we need to do is take those 4 parts that we need to look at and figure out what we're going to do in that quarter with it, right?
We're not necessarily figuring out what we're going to do in that quarter with all of that right now. We're just seeing, what do we want to do with this quarter? Like, you really like to go into the weeds and like the nitty gritties and break the things down. That's for the monthly meeting. This is just high level, much higher level. We're looking at the annual goals. How can we take the annual goals and break them down to 4 steps?
So I know one goal we have is getting a bookkeeper, right? Or is that still too narrow?
I think I'm realizing that the way that we use goals is for a general blanket statement for a lot of these things, but I realize for communication it'll probably be better to stick with the watchwords of these meetings, whether it's an annual OKR, quarterly initiative, monthly action, or weekly task, and it'll give us a language that we can all use to make sure we understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Tina?
I think so.
That was a really big aha that I had the last time we watched the video, because what we call everything goals, but by doing that, it doesn't help us to. All of us would benefit by being able to see the high level strategy and then the low level execution, and be able to zoom in and out to see those. And using the right watchwords, I think, will help us all. I'd love to hear Kathy's feedback. Kathy, you're usually good at working backwards. That's not my strong point.
Yeah. I know that
If it helps you to see the annual goals, I mean, I'm sure on
I
Notion
had it up.
you go to step 2, or is it step 2 or something?
I did have it up.
What were they?
Cameron, can you scroll up to the annual goals?
The key
There
objective
you go.
results, and what was the other watchwords?
Quarterly initiatives.
Annual OKRs,
Okay.
quarterly initiatives, monthly actions, and weekly tasks. Can you see that, Kathy?
Yeah, I have it here too, but yeah,
Okay, however you want to look at it.
I
But
got it.
those are the 3 things that we want to do by the end of 2020, and we need to identify.
I know that we had said by the end of March, end of this quarter that we're in, we're gonna have 60 the leaves of autumn.
Is that okay? So
It was
let's put that
60
down. Thank you,
For
Kathy.
the end of March, it was
Okay.
45 for the
That's-
end of February.
But that's 60 a week, right?
Yeah, that's 60.
I think we're just looking at the quarterly right now.
Okay.
Okay, Enoch, I'm sorry, just one more time. I got yearly objective key results, quarterly initiative, monthly task,
Monthly actions.
actions, and weekly task.
You got it. Exactly. Oh. So Yeah, the quarterly planning, he's talking about 3 to 5 quarterly initiatives. Yeah, you're right, Mom.
So like content marketing to get traffic.
And we need to work on the program more.
Yeah.
So I guess what we can do is by looking at the annual OKRs, we can see how can we create like a 4-month milestone or a quarterly milestone for the value ladder and the leaves of autumn and the system.
So what if we get one of those blueprint worksheets and put those as our goals?
What blueprint? The blueprint. Which ones? You're talking about the ministry's definite aim?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then put this in there. And then we all could like put our share of it.
That would be great. That would be great. I'd like to hear you guys' feedback. Go ahead, Mom.
I thought the end of the quarter we were gonna do 30 pieces.
No, that was the end of the first month was the 30.
That was the end of January.
End of February
January.
was 45, and the end
And
of
we missed January's.
yeah, but not by far.
That's okay, we're learning.
But we're still in the run for the end of February is 45, and
I think
the end
It's
of
still progress.
I think it's good to miss our goals because it shows that we're stretching
yeah.
our resources and we're aiming high. It's better to aim for the stars and land on the moon than to achieve so low goals and hit them.
Right.
Aim on the moon and land on the earth.
Or aim on the earth and hit and stay on the earth.
And hit a
Yeah.
car. Okay.
So it was 60 by the end of March. The first quarter was 60.
And our aim was to get the program up and going ugly so that we can improve it.
So we need to improve it.
Yeah.
How can we improve it?
I think marketing would improve it.
Yeah, we need to focus. So for this month, we definitely need to focus on marketing for the platform. For the program, and the
daily live videos help a lot.
the way that we know what to improve is these email sequences as they go out to people. If it's shown up in their promotions, we need to change that. If it is, if they're joining on a mobile device and there's like 4 bold videos and they don't know which one to click and it's confusing when they land on the page, then we need to change that. We are going to know what to improve as more traffic gets put in the funnel.
Analytics help us too.
Yeah, but especially the comments. The
Yes.
comments from our students. And those are going to tell us what are the improvements. The early adopter, we're in an early adopter phase right now, so we really need to hustle for our early adopters. We need to do for them more than we would otherwise.
Baby them, yeah.
And really walk them through, have strong communication with them and help them to hear their suggestions, implement them quickly, and make iteration after iteration.
And see where their hiccups are.
Yeah, see what their challenge is.
Yeah.
And I see that if we're able to teach these concepts to more people, like locally or one-on-one or something, and record these, we have content, we have opportunity to have more, like hash out more and more of these worksheets that we're creating. Those are going to help us to find improvements. Were you writing those?
Oh, yeah.
Carmen, were you writing those?
Writing what?
I don't think anybody wrote it.
Oh.
Writing what?
I was answering your question.
Oh, yeah. Somebody wrote it. So we put marketing and email promotions.
Yeah, I did some things.
That's good.
Thank you.
Those are good points. Key points. Praise the Lord. Did that answer your question, Kamran?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so how many points are we working on then? The improvement?
How many points are we working on?
Yeah, we're supposed to work on 3 to 5.
Yeah, we're brainstorming so that we can narrow down 3 to 5 of the top quarterly initiatives that would support our annual OKR.
We also have to remember that we already in the month of February, and we've already lost January, or not lost, but
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
We gained a lot in
We already
January.
conquered January,
yeah.
There you go.
We gained a lot in January.
and now we're pressing forward in February,
Yeah.
storming the very citadel, taking the battle to the enemy's gates.
All right. So we're focusing now. What? So then, is there anything else? And should we choose 5 things then, or something? 'Cause it seems like the list is very long.
Is it long? No, there's only 2 things on here, Mom.
Yeah.
One is we need to improve the subscription program, and this is just the things that we need to work on inside of that. And the content marketing to get traffic is the second one.
Yeah.
So these are big projects.
These are quarterly projects. So
Look.
yeah, because our annual, if we just create like if we create a
Oh, number 3 could be social. Is that what you're doing? Systemology.
yeah.
Do we have low tier products?
No, and I don't expect to have something. Well, for a low tier product, we could probably pump out like last Sabbath's sermon on as like an online course, like a $20 course or something.
Okay, well,
But no, we don't have that, and I'm not sure when we would want to do that either. But
okay.
I imagine I always skip the low tier step because I imagine that would be towards like the 3rd or 4th quarter of 2020. Maybe
Well,
we could take note of that.
The low tier seems to be what really hooks the people into going to the program.
That's true, but the low tier would be created as we have more library of content. So we still
Okay.
need the time to develop the content from busting those myths and.
So what about online courses then?
Uh,
Are we gonna work toward those during this quarter?
Probably not. I think we got a lot on this quarter.
Yeah, I think we got a lot.
Online course may be
You
a
guys,
good
I
initiative.
just said that, and now you guys said that there was only 2 things, and we need 3 to 5 things.
No. When I
Have
say
another
we have a lot,
systemology.
we have a lot with the free content and the subscription. There's a lot with that, but that's 2 things. So to break those 2 things into quarterly initiatives, I think there's a.
So
We-
focus on those 2 things for the quarterly. I
For
guess
this
I'm
quarter.
trying to wrap my mind around the quarterly. That's what I'm doing.
The quarterly initiative
Yeah.
for the initiative. Yeah, basically taking a year project and saying we know what we want to do in a year, and we're saying how much can we accomplish this quarter by the end of March. Yeah, does that make sense?
So
Like-
we have
In this meeting, we're determining
2 months left, basically.
yeah, majority of the quarter.
So being realistic about this. I think that we have a lot on our plate just with that, what we have down there.
But what is it that we have? Like we have to take what we're looking at.
Is that what you said?
Break it down. What?
Work on the low tier last quarter?
Yeah, the 3rd or 4th quarter of 2020. Kathy, do you have any suggestions?
No.
What about you, Kamran?
I think sorry.
Doing all right, Kamran? Okay.
So can I make some suggestions?
Yes.
I think on number 2, we should focus on ads. I think if we could get together some ads to put out there, and a second thing is we're doing GYC, and I don't know how often GYC has their little get-togethers, but if we could,
They usually have the annual one, and they have affiliates is what they're called. So they're youth conferences that are regional, and they have them. There's probably like 5 or maybe 4 regions, probably 4 to 6 regions in America, like that comprises like a cluster of 4 to 8 states, and then those they gather together and they have smaller GYCs, but I imagine they'd still be a pretty good size. And they meet once a year, those people do.
So what did we do? What did we go to? What was that called?
That was the annual one. That was the biggest one that they
okay.
had, which
And
was
then-
actually smaller than
And then
I
they're broken
expected.
into regions?
Yeah, that's where we're going
Oh,
to
okay.
Vancouver. And they have them in Germany and Brazil. Not Brazil. Somewhere,
Yeah,
2
they have
places
them
down
everywhere.
south.
Okay,
They have them
so,
in different places, if you remember.
Yeah, but not Australia yet.
okay. So we have some places that we could zero in on GYC, which is really our Daniel,
Avatar.
right? So if we like get our foot into GYC, I actually think that through GYC, that will branch us out to many other people, many other events that we could have. And GYC, I could even see them having you as a guest speaker eventually.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot easier to become a speaker of like a breakout session or something at a regional GYC than it would be at the yearly one.
Yeah, and we could get.
I did a lot of research talking to the GYC leaders and understanding how they find guest speakers.
Oh, great.
Good.
And then another thing, I think we could collect a lot of emails through it. And not only that if we're promoting other people's stuff, they'll have an interest in us.
That's a Dream 100. So under marketing or something, should we identify what our Dream 100 team or
Yes.
like people are?
Yes, I think that would be good.
That would be a good thing for us to learn together in the pioneer sessions.
Dream 1000.
100.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that will definitely help us a lot. Things will start like going really fast, I think.
Yeah, that will help tremendously.
And plus we'll get more workers that way too, I think.
Oh yeah, just an endless supply of young people that are on fire for God, or they want to be.
Mhm.
They're on the tipping point. They're in the decisions.
And another thing I like about GYC is that a lot of the children's parents come with them. And so that'll be a lot of influence too, because when the parents see, they'll like it. So, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So in order to do this, we got to think about our team also, with what our team is doing. Like for the content team, that needs some focus or milestones of what we're able to accomplish by the end of this quarter. That would be under like systemology, because without systems, we can't really function as a team. Just people raise their hands, they'll say that they'll do stuff, but without like a platform or a parameter or a guiding line, then people are inactive and idle. They don't know what to do, and
Yeah, we've lost some people that way.
yeah. So the systems will, like our ability to grow as an organization, will be in direct proportion to the systems that we have or have not, especially
Yes.
regarding our team.
Yeah.
So what would we need to do? What would be milestones that we can accomplish for this by the end of this quarter? Would one be to fully like leave or migrate from Google Drive to the AOI server one? the NAS system.
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe.
Fully leave.
Migrate from Google Drive to the AOI server.
Okay. Isn't that
Isn't what?
is that a quarterly thing,
It's
or is
good.
that more in the monthly or the weekly?
I don't know. We've had it since the beginning of January, and we're still. I mean, we made a lot of progress. Common has, but people still don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't,
Yeah.
and so that for this month we're
Be-
going to be working out kinks in our system for how we function and interface virtually, locally, and that gives us access to all the same files here in this house.
Well, maybe we could have a class on that.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Should we schedule that?
We'll talk to Carmen first about it.
Okay.
Okay. So then now what do we need to do here? We've got a lot of things to choose from.
I think you can schedule Carmen training for vMix though, a class for that. We can record it.
Okay.
What were you saying, Mom?
It looks like we have a lot on our plate right now. Is there something else?
We
that
have three
could-
things.
What do you mean we have three things?
We have three. We have brainstormed three
Okay,
initiatives.
good. Then we have 3 to 5, and there's our 3 because it's 1 o'clock now.
Which this meeting is 60 to 90 minutes, just to let you know.
Okay.
We have
Is there something else that you want to add on there?
no.
I'm just thinking that when we're just beginning, I know there's 3 to 5, but maybe we should narrow it down to 3, and we could get online with that, and maybe the first few times we do quarterlies, just do 3, and then
Sure.
and
I
then
think that's a good
we'll be able
suggestion.
to add 5 later. We'll get
Mhm.
used to it.
That's perfect. I love that. Help us to do less better, especially as we're learning.
Right.
Great suggestion. My question is, out of what we have, so we have 3 suggested points. These 3 kind of coincide with our annual OKRs, which is wonderful. And then we have subpoints under there. What would we do that would have the greatest impact, the greatest significance if we were able to get those done by March, like out of these subpoints?
Well, we need email promotions, for sure.
What is email promotions?
We have to have those in line to be automated and everything. All the
Mhm.
emails automated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really need to focus on the people because the people that we have, that's number 4, the people that we have really is going to guide us to what works and what doesn't. I don't think we'll get any better feedback other than that.
You're right. That should be a huge priority for this. Huge, massive priority. Oops. What did that do?
Okay.
Hold on.
Did it bold it?
No, I was trying to underline and that did something different.
Oh. I think it bolded it.
Yeah, I did bold it.
Uh-huh.
That is so true. What else?
Well, do we need something else?
Well, you
Okay.
only looked at the first initiative.
I know. Now I was going to go down to the second one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what else in the second one?
Okay. I think that we have to have a meeting to discuss how we could have content, the different ways we can have content out there, and then decide which one of those we're going to zero in on, focus on, and start doing.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like, it says content marketing, and we got to get more content out. What is content? Content is an email. Content is an ad. Content is like a quote card. What is content? You know, and when we realize all the different ways we could do the contents, choose the top ways, the top things that we think would perform the most, and zero our times, our efforts, and our people in on doing that, and then I think that'll we can learn together, you know, because my idea might be skewed, and I'm spending a lot of time doing it my way, you know, and so if we're together doing it, we could say, oh no, that don't work. I found that don't work, but this works really good or something, you know, by communicating with each other and being on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something you should communicate to Kim.
Kim, yeah. And I think we should come up with some ads to put out there. I think that'll really, that and GYC. Oh, and identify our dream team. Get GYC, we could just go there the first time and have a booth and share what we're doing, and then the second time we could like invite some people to.
I don't know why the booths overwhelm me.
They're gonna excite you when you see the results you could get from them.
I've had bad experiences with booths and little results, but I mean I know more now than I did before.
We got a good product, and we got good connections and.
What Ezekiel said is that they had Thrive, and they were just casting the vision, and the most important thing for the booth is casting the vision, and that's what we could do if we had a booth. I told him like, what would we do if we had a booth? He's like, cast the vision for the Army of Youth, brother. And I was like,
that's what they all do, all the booths.
And I realized that made a lot of sense.
That's what the booth is for.
Well, some of them don't do that.
Well, I think those ones don't understand to do that.
I agree.
But the ones that are working, that are powerful,
well,
they cast the vision.
Yes. There's a lot of people that are trying to recruit. There's a lot of recruit for missions or recruit for this or that. And some people are trying to sell, and other people are wanting people to subscribe and watch your content and do things. Others are looking for donors. And there's different motives, like intentions, like what's their intention. And some people may cast a vision secondary, but like I think each booth have different primary drivers. But I realize out of all the different intentions that we can have for a booth, I think at this point casting the vision would be the greatest thing for us to focus on. And we could do other stuff like get donors, recruit, and subscribe, but our primary thing, the one that we do the most, is cast a vision. And if we were able to clearly communicate that vision and did some vision training together, it would help us to speak and man the booth too. We need some serious enthusiasm if we're going to be talking to them. And I was hearing stories about how Thrive was handling the booth. I was like, whoa. They had like Christina, Victoria, Janella, Ramon, and Ezekiel, and they're just like talking and just being crowded by people, and they're just explaining like this is what it is. And Thrive has a great vision. That needs to be told. And we do too. Yeah, I mean, you hear it. Like I just shared it with the different ministry leaders, and they're like, whoa, we need to contact. This is so true. This is needed. And it's like, absolutely.
And another thing is
Mommy, you shared a lot. She was about to say something.
I was just going to say, I think even this one, the regional one, is even more significant for us casting the vision.
Yeah, because local.
In Kentucky.
Yeah.
I think we'll just get much more.
Yeah. I think so too. And it's a lot easier to land and expand. You land in your region, maybe your city or town, then you expand to some outside cities, and you expand to your state, you expand to your region, and then you expand, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
then the global.
yeah. 'Cause,
So,
That's true. And if we just document the journey of landing and expanding, that documentation of what is taking place is going to be so extremely valuable to inspire so many ministries to do likewise, to realize how to do that. I wish I had more examples of ministries that have impacted my life and understand how did they start? What did that look like? What was their process?
right,
Okay.
and then expand.
So you were saying, I'm sorry, that content, it's important, 6 weeks by the end of the quarter. That right there is kind of like an objective. An initiative. That's an initiative. Focusing on ads, I can see that would definitely get us traffic and feedback.
New traffic and feedback.
Yeah, you're suggesting that we do that for for this quarter?
I think it would help us.
I'm looking at this and I don't think we'll be able to do all of these things.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
we can't just list, what I realize is we can't list, we can't repeat our 3 annual OKRs and think that those are going to be our 3 objectives. Because they're basically word for word the same things. What we need to do is pick some things out of these subpoints, and those will be our quarterly initiatives.
well, GYC is next month, so we
That's
must
the-
focus on that.
Next month, March.
It is in March.
But would that really be one of the 3 to 5 things that would be our focus for this quarter? I mean, it can be. I just want
think-
feedback.
I think it should.
You think it should be?
Yeah, I think that the quicker that we do that, because that is definitely our Daniel, you know.
Yeah, it is.
And if we at least get our feet wet to see what works, what doesn't, how we can improve, our next one's going to be even better. And we'll keep getting better and better. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot.
I can help at the booth. Because that's casting the vision I can do.
Yeah, that would be good. Okay. Well, we can make that one of our 3 to 5.
So what if we drop off ads, but the ads bring our Daniel to us too, new ones. We get new people, but I don't know if we're putting out ads that we, we'll get other people's Daniels, other religions, their Daniels. You know what I mean? And then that's going to cause a little rift in what we're doing. Maybe we should wait on the ads.
Well, I don't know about that because I think that non-Adventists are a great audience to share with too.
Yeah, I think they are too, but I think that Adventist is good right now at our level.
To land and expand?
Well, yeah, that we're at our level right now. Because the other ones will bring in, like that word you say, we're looking for missions or something, not missionaries.
Missionaries and mission
like
fields?
that. Yeah, mission fields. Yeah, and I think that something like that might happen with that. And so where we're at right now is a good place, right now. And then the ads, we could use them.
Right now, all our
Later.
content would benefit a non-Adventist audience too.
I know it would, and it's not like they won't have access to that later.
Yeah, that's awesome. You have a wider audience.
Yeah. It's interesting. So if we have, I'm gonna grab this. Try to see. So how many do we have right now? How many initiatives are we looking at? Because right now what we need to do is, what we're kind of doing right now is step 5. Oh yeah, there's Carmen going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to fix this?
But we're fix what?
And it goes like this.
Oh, insert. Yeah.
Here we go.
Same problem that I had.
Yeah.
Every time you type a letter, it just changes it.
Can we read what Kamran wrote?
I find myself spending more time troubleshooting than actively working toward completing my daily tasks. This slows things down and it feels like I'm wasting time, honestly. Insufficient bandwidth. I'm working too widely, getting things done, but it's very slow progress on a large amount of things. Things are getting overwhelming and discouraging very easily as of late. I want to narrow things down and start focusing more so that I can do less better. Solutions, systems possibly, tutorial videos. I need to delegate some of my responsibilities by getting these developed, which is why this is what I wanted to focus on this month. Alternative, live training with those who are interested in doing some of the things that I am doing. Live switching, content management, etc. Or we can pray for more people. That would be very nice.
Amen.
Okay, good. This is good. This is one of the areas that I see that we need to improve. These goals are very good. In order to accomplish this, we need to shift our mind and how we think. And we need to see ourselves as a leader, because leaders disciple others. Leaders, Spirit of Prophecy says that we want every responsible man to place responsibilities on others, giving them a work to teach them how to think, how to execute. And all these are very good, and I want to help to accomplish these. This is great. And what our bottleneck is here is we need more leaders who are willing to communicate with team members, because we have responsibilities on our shoulders. We have, and we think because our name is next to a task or responsibility, that we have to be the one with our own hands doing it, but that's not true. We have to challenge our mentality to see, because my name is on something doesn't mean I have to do it, but I may have to make sure that it gets done or see to that it gets done. And there are a lot of people online that are inactive and willing, but they're just unsure where to move forward. So they require us to reach out to them, to speak to them. And it's going to, we need to grow in order for others to grow around us. And everybody wins when a leader gets better. So these are things that I'm seeing we're all improving and we're getting better. And the first step is to have these realizations. That was the same experience that I went through in 2014 when I was starting to realize that I'm just doing too many things, troubleshooting a lot, making little progress on a large amount of things, and it's like, wow, I need to work together. There needs to be more dispersion. And then it became a journey of studying how to work together as a team the way that the Lord really intended for us to do it. So this is good. This is good. So in summary, if we were to turn this into, or identify this with a quarterly initiative, it's basically systems and team development, distribution of responsibilities through systems and training.
So are we going to go on step 6 now?
Well, Mom, what we're doing is we're looking at the notes on step 4, and all of this stuff that we have been talking about, we're trying to identify, we're trying to narrow down the list to see what are we doing this quarter.
I thought we just did that.
No, we didn't do that. The question I asked just before noticing all that stuff was, how many subpoints have we bulleted?
To improve the subscription program, focus on the early adopter feedback, content marketing to get traffic, 60 pieces a week by the end of the
Hold on, let's make a
quarter.
list of that. Let's separate this from some of these other things.
Where do you want that list at?
I don't know,
Underneath
hold
it?
on. We can call this a brainstorm. Because that's what this was.
Focus on the early adopter feedback.
There's a lot there.
This was. January, February, and March. Alright. Do you see that list, Tina? Down below?
What list?
Up or down?
Yeah, you're using it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Focus on earth. Okay, so we got this list. Now, we got early adopter feedback and 60 pieces of content by the end of March.
The Dream 100, right?
Is that on our list?
Yep.
That was bolded? It's not bolded.
Oh, I thought it was. Okay,
It's
do I
already
see
sold.
it?
You can just copy and paste, Tina. You don't have to type it all.
Do it already?
No.
Oops.
We're gonna need to put this in the calendar too. These things.
Yeah, we will.
It is identifier Dream 100 is bolded.
I just bolded it.
Yeah, she just bulleted that. Fully systemized the FG's subscription program.
But we all open face behold.
All right.
What else was that? Quarterly
How about the
initiatives.
develop the essential content roadmap?
That's number 2 for the quarterly initiative.
Oh, okay, you already got it.
Where's the
We need to spend some pioneer sessions on some of these things.
where's the 100?
The Dream 100?
Yeah.
It's underneath the
Is that going to be the final thing that we're going to do? We don't have anything about our team right now.
Okay.
I don't know if we're
Oh, I see.
quite ready for that yet, Mom.
Okay, we'll wait on that. Let's unbold that then.
Okay.
Oops.
But as far as how could we have a team building, like a team building initiative, something that will help us with our team? Oh, I think with our org chart is a hugely helpful, something to do with that. Not necessarily that would be our initiative, but that if we have an org chart, it gives us a vision and direction of where we're going and who we're filling and who we need. Like, I don't mind helping to recruit with people. I just need people who are able to follow up to teach people what they do.
That's good.
What is?
But to teach people, we could do videos and have our video library and such.
Yeah, System Hub
Okay.
and team leaders.
So was that supposed to be on there? Like read the org chart so the virtual team knows what to do?
I think it would be, how do we make that into a measurable and specific, like something with key results? It sounds very vague,
So
but something along that lines.
Have leaders for all teams. Or is that for like?
That's a little more specific.
We can have video library.
Video library?
Uh-huh.
Oh, for the... Yeah. The video library is on the System Hub.
So what should I put there to organize the system hub or something? Or
No, the System Hub's really organized.
well, what do I put there?
Well, it's basically discussing the things that Carmen was challenged with. We need to...
Invite, train.
Well, that is the objective for the month of February, is to form the teams and fill in the responsibilities. Recruit for the responsibilities. All right. Well, I think that. Through recruiting, I think this kind of encapsulates the idea for the objective, but it doesn't help us to, it does not help us, like what your suggestion is, a focus on doing less for this month, for this quarter.
Uh-huh.
This is 5 things.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's 5 things. And I'm glad you told us 3 to 5, otherwise we might be tempted to have 7 down here. This is how we do it. So it's like really we have like eliminating or and concentrating. Do we think that these 5 are good for objectives? I mean initiatives for the quarter? Does anyone have any?
Do we want to work on 5?
Do we want to work on 5 things for this quarter?
I mean, we only have 2 months left.
And some of it's already
In the process
in the process.
So that's what I was thinking.
Some of these things is already like
Yeah.
this meeting has not been like these are all 5 additional things. This
Yeah.
meeting is actually taking consideration all the other meetings where we were kind of blindly trying to figure out what, but still our past meetings, this doesn't like say, hey, we're going a new direction now. This is actually in
Yeah.
it's just kind of like it's like leaven where we had a little dough from like the first month of January. This meeting just allowed it to rise, and it's still using the same dough. It's just bigger picture now.
Okay.
All right, so then we're happy with this.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone not happy with these 5? What was that?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Here.
Any opposed? All right, carried.
Is this a board meeting?
But this is good.
Only
Ro-
forms to 500 boards.
Yeah, Robert's rules are really helpful. I actually like board meetings, but yeah, he was when they're properly conducted. I think this format has been extremely valuable.
Now we need to do number 6.
Step 6. Oh, we need to ensure, along with step 6, we need to ensure that every objective has a person responsible.
Yeah, leader of it.
Every objective.
I'm sorry, every initiative.
Okay.
Every initiative has one person who's responsible.
Okay, so this one's Kim.
Yes, I was gonna put that too. Kathy, what do you think about the Vancouver event?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Vancouver?
That'd be so
Yeah,
helpful.
we're going to Vancouver.
Yeah, we're going
Vancouver
to,
in
Washington.
Washington.
Well,
Oh, okay.
I wanted to do that.
No.
Oh.
Look, Mom.
What?
Just because her name is on it does not mean that she's the only one working on it. It just means like whether you're doing it, you would still work together. Whether her name's on it, you'd still work together. It's just who's responsible whether this happens or doesn't. You were just saying this morning that you want to say no to more things, and because you commit to
So
a lot.
I could do the things that I want to do like that.
Well, I mean, like, you're still able, everything that you wanted to do with the booth, you're still able to do. And then she could, like, figure out like, she already found us a place to stay. She could do some logistics for calling in and figuring out
How
some
did
of
she
those.
No,
find a place
she
to
did.
stay?
Oh, you did. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
You're right.
Oh.
Okay. I just heard when you were both in the room.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry about that. But,
Enoch, I'm the one who came to you with this idea to do this thing because I want to do it. I'm the one
Okay.
who came
Please
here.
put
Go
Deborah's
for it.
name there.
Thank you.
Put
Thank
Deborah's
you.
name there.
That makes me feel better.
your name is also on number 1.
Okay.
Cameron, what would you like to help with? 2 or 5? You'd be involved with both of them, and of course I'm gonna help as well.
I want you guys to know that the GYC thing, I have plans with it that even before Walks with God Ministries that I learned and stuff like that I want to use there. So it's like a baby to me. I'm not trying to okay.
I want you to know, regardless of whose name is there, you can still raise your baby and do everything that you would need to do anyways.
I'm glad your name's on it.
Wait a minute. What is it that she'd be doing?
Just figuring out some logic. Whether her name's on there or not, she'd still be doing a lot of the same stuff. She's still able to help him participate.
Why don't we put her on
do.
number 1 then?
Because you like asking questions and interviewing. You're already
Okay.
signed up for that.
All right.
You
We're
did
good.
that before.
It's okay.
All right.
There's not a problem.
Carmen, did you put your name on that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, and then I'll put my name on number 5 because that's one of my big 5 things that I focus on, is creating and executable plans and forming leading teams, and recruiting for growth. And I know that Mom and Tina have already said that you both want to help with figuring out what that looks like, and so that's good. Looks like we got ourselves some initiatives.
That's right.
Maxed out, go for 5, right?
We
Go
did,
big.
in spite of it.
Hey, I'm just glad that we dropped some stuff.
Well, it's good that we stretch ourselves than to fall short of what we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put that in the quotation book of remembrance.
What?
It's better to aim for the stars and land on the moon than aim for the earth and hit a car.
Very good. He was listening.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Good. So then all these other stuff too, they're very good, but we need to, kind of do them a little later. So number 6, in wrapping up, document every actual step done after the meeting. What tasks, steps, or actions need to be taken after this meeting has concluded, so that the objectives and goals discussed could be achieved. Document every actual step. Ensure that no actual step is left without a specific individual who has taken responsibility of the task or project. Document each person who is responsible for each step outside of the meeting. After the meeting, provide a list of relevant action steps to each individual who committed to a task. I don't even remember that, but that's good. So I think we
Tina does that.
kind of did that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who
Yes,
sends
step
out.
6.
Oh, I just
like,
send out, yeah.
Remember, you signed up for this kind of thing.
Wow, this is great. So we need to make sure everybody on our team watches this video and understands where we're at and what we're looking at. This is really important. I think we can close with prayer.
Great. Do you want to pray?
Sure, I'd love to.
Look at that, we're just 1 minute late.
Hey, that's so much better than before. This is wonderful. Dear Father in heaven, thank you so very much for how you've been leading your people. And Father, we truly want to see more of your children engage in active service for you, that there could be ministries popping up all over to be able to do a work for you, that all can understand their unique talents, that they can dedicate them to the Lord's service and live the purpose that you have called us to serve, and to understand how to study our Bibles and find direction from you through your word. Father, we lay all of our plans into your hands. We trust you, and we pray that your will be done, that these plans can be carried out or given up as according to your providence shall indicate. And be with these different events and help us in times where we feel overwhelmed. I believe there's not a single person here that doesn't feel as though we are being stretched beyond our natural ability. And I thank you for that, because we recognize you don't call the qualified, you qualify the called. And the fact that you are calling us here, you have us here, and all those under the sound of my voice, it's no coincidence that you have brought us to this meeting, that we can see a greater purpose, that we can see what could be if we work together and to use our talents for you. So we pray that you will teach us and cultivate these talents and forgive us where we have allowed some to lay dormant. I pray you'll give us greater clarity in this new quarter, or the next middle of the quarter, that we can reflect your character more fully. Thank you, Father. We pray in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Great.
Praise God. That was wonderful. Thank you for recording, Conrad.
No, it's great, Father.
Amen.
Learn some things.
Do you want me to stop the recording?
Being in pajamas during the day is depressing.
Yes, brother. Let's get that dryer going.